Today we're at the shop doing some work. I got an awesome welding table that I'm gonna try to put together and show you guys the little process and how much better it's gonna make everything that's coming up, or all the projects that are coming up, a lot better, because I'll be able to have a place to do them. And we're gonna probably change up the shop a little bit. I'm not fully sure what we're doing, but here we go. All right, so we're gonna try to put together the R&I precision table. We actually got a whole bunch of stuff to try to do this easier. Some long bolts, some Betsy clamps, a longer level. I did have one, but it's obviously not as long as it. So a longer one to be able to make sure the whole thing is in view. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna probably set it all up on this. Put it on here and start building it up from here on. Get the plate and start moving stuff on like that. So that's gonna be the next plan. Another thing we're gonna do is get some acetone, a rag, and just kind of wipe down all our surfaces on this to be able to make sure when we start tacking things up, we don't run into some of this oil and or dirt. We want all the stuff to be as clean as possible. And just like that, guys, you can see us putting in the slots. Trying to match up the slots so it goes down as much as possible. Mikey's still trying to clean up. We're just trying to clean up all the edges to make sure we have nice, clean surfaces to weld on. I'm gonna have to pull out some more acetone so then we can clean the outside edges. Alright, as you guys just saw, this is my Clutch brand Harbor Freight or whatever it's called, Northern Tools welding table. We actually have two because we had bought one for work, here CoreWorks, and I have bought one for myself. That one's myself, and this is CoreWorks. So as you can tell, we had this little tiny welding table going on. It actually works very well. The tooling's cool, but it's so limited in size. So that's why the game plan was to try to do something like that one over there, because we also have this one though, but it doesn't have any of the tooling holes and stuff like that, so there's stuff I can't do with it. So we're actually going to modify this. The game plan is hopefully to get rid of this whole entire thing and then just use that table here. But what I mean by that is use the casters and what's already been made down here as like the structural thing. I'm gonna use that stuff to be able to roll around like an actual table or cart or whatever, and then I'll be able to use it. And we'll get rid of this one. Maybe, like I said, it's just getting rid of this top. That's probably gonna be a hard thing to do. Do got a plasma cutter, so I might get that out and cut that thing out of there. But that's my mission, or at least our mission. So now with this, what I'm trying to accomplish is all these edges are all flat. So the tighter this is to this down, the tighter to this is down. Tighter that everything is down means the flatter everything is. So the game plan right here is to bolt that down and be able to try to attempt to tack it all in flat as possible. So he's cleaning up the side pieces right now. Once we put those side pieces on, we'll be able to try to then use our Betsy clamps and the rest of our stuff to try to clamp all this together, and then do some tacks, tack it all the way around. We'll likely just tack like these things in the corners, and then tack the tops. Do the bottoms first, go around, do the tops, do the middles. So that's gonna be the goal, to try to accomplish that. I honestly thought this was gonna be a lot harder, but these things are pretty designed, pretty simple. And once you follow these steps in order, you figure out like, if we didn't do that, I was honestly just gonna cut a whole bunch of little pieces and then just weld these pieces, or not weld, but use the same theory. 2 holes, like a bracket with 2 holes, bolting it down in 4 different corners. I just got lucky and had that. But that's all you really need. You need some tools that more than likely, if you're trying to become a fabricator, you're already gonna invest in yourself to have. You already have what you probably need anyways. So, all right. All right, so we got all these bolts inside of here. We got some on the inside, they're kind of loose for now. And we got some in the outside. They're not fully tightened yet, just because we're gonna try to figure out how to do the outsides. And as soon as we start clamping everything, we're gonna start tightening it all together, so hopefully it gets squared together. At least that's the game plan. All right, so a big important thing, guys, when you're trying to, make these things, make sure your little seahorse thing can hold the weight, because this thing exploded on us. Good thing Tyler showed up on time randomly and was able to help us out. But yeah, that was wild. So now we got it on this trash can, and we got the Betsy clamps over here. We're trying to get this lined out to be flat as possible. On this side, it looks really good. It's flat, but not all the way down. So that's probably gonna be one of the next steps we have to worry about. But we're gonna try to put the outside edges real quick and then continue. Alright, so after the big fail, we put a second trash can so this thing doesn't fall on us. We got as many clamps as we can around it. We got a whole bunch of straps, strapping it down. I might even actually try to get another strap from here or somewhere in that direction. Pretty much about ready to do some tacks. We're gonna try to tack it slow and, you know, like probably in a circular pattern, start in one corner, make sure the corner and everything's squared off. Where's my little square? Where's my little square? There it is. So, you know, try to make sure like this corner seems quite square right now. So technically I can send a tack right here and then move on. Check this. Make sure this is perfectly square. Try to add it and see if it feels a little off. So maybe try to fix that. And just try to go down the line. I'm gonna try to do, I don't know if I should do like this, and then this, and then this, and then this. But I guess I should, so then it kind of keeps square. So that's the game plan. We're gonna try to just go all the way around. Try to make sure, like you see, this is perfectly square right now. Try to make sure we keep that. Like this is another perfectly square right now. So try to make sure, baby, we keep that side going and good. And then, you know, slowly but surely go all the way around. And hopefully we can get the bottom welded up. So then me and Mikey just gotta flip it, weld the, or tack the tops with this table still on it. And then after that, I can take the extra on my old welding table off of it and then do, what's it called? Do the next thing that I would have to do, which is weld in the whole entire thing. So like you're gonna see like that right there, I'll be able to do a tack, but then I'm gonna have this whole room, I'll be able to weld it in. I might do a tack at the bottom and then tack on top, then tack all the way on top. I'm gonna have to do some inside welds. So I'm gonna try to do as much as I can with it, I guess right now, and just as slow as I can so we don't warp anything. But this is really exciting. I can't wait until this is done. I can't wait until I go in there and cut the other one out. It's getting me really pumped up to completely renovate this corner back here into like a pretty awesome but small and simple, and you know, small simple setup that can get a lot done. You know, I might not be super professional, but we're trying to get there. You can literally see the difference in the tables. This one bent. Look how it's literally inside of my table. You can just see how much better this one is. Well, here we go. I'm already scared. Look at that. Would you pass me the rubber hammer? The hammer. What? The hammer. Hammer.
trust is 240 for sale. Misinformation.
Well, I think that's the last tack for the first pretty much bottom layer and the corner layer. So one on the bottom, one on the corner, bottom, corner, bottom. Looks like most of it is kind of square, but I dropped this thing like 30 times now, so I honestly don't think, I mean, but like, that's square, you know? But is it gonna be square throughout the whole thing? I don't know, because like I said, I've dropped this shit a lot, so who freaking knows? I guess now it's going back, pretty much walking all the way around, and doing that all over. Again now, I might do it a little bit faster since the first ones we did were the bottom ones, and they were just to make sure everything stayed in, and everything looks to be pretty good. Nothing looks like it's moved. Looks pretty square. So technically I go back now, hit that spot and all the other secondary spots I didn't do, and then come back around and then do a couple inside lines. Really, I wish we didn't have this whole thing so we can get some in here, but you know, we can't. So we'll just do some everywhere we can get to. We can't get to this at all, which kind of sucks. But we can get to like that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Maybe we'll get the insides later. But the main thing is get all the way around done, so then we can try to flip it, do the tops, and then we can finish welding it all together. So, yep. I guess let's click this one. All right, we got all the corners tacked up. I got some welds inside of the thing. It's kind of hard to see, but I got some little 1-inch welds inside of there. The next thing we're gonna do is me and Mikey are gonna try to battle and flip this thing over, so then I can tack the top side of all these guys down while this is on here still, because this is pushing this down. All right, so now we got the whole top tacked up, and I'm gonna try to use the level and just see around kind of how it is. It seemed pretty good last time. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get the long level now. See if that helps. Got myself this really long boy. Wow, it's like the hardest thing to open. There we go. That's pretty good. based on the fact that this thing is just kind of on the floor on the other table, and I can pretty much go up and down with it. But even if I use the straight edge on this, it looks pretty good. Cool. So now what we got to do is flip this over, take pretty much all this stuff off of it, so it's all those bolts and screws. Take that off, because then now I can weld the inside of the parts that I was welding earlier, and then I'll get to flip it back over then, and then finish welding all these gaps. I might not get to do everything tonight, but I might just push it. So I'm trying to get it done. Wish me luck. Alright guys, so we got this inside all welded in. I did about 1 inch everywhere. All the way around all 4 corners. So technically right now I believe this is a fully welded, oh wait, no. Let me take that back, I'm lying, because I don't have all this welded and filled in. So now I have the bottom done, so it's, I guess right now we're at the point where it's fully tacked up, and yeah, fully tacked up. The bottoms are welded together, so it can't really go anywhere. Like this stuff's not going anywhere now, like that's stuck. I guess, yeah, I don't know, I don't really even know what else to say. It's been kind of pretty easy all along. Key factors that I'm gonna say to you guys, if anybody wants to buy one of these, which I completely suggest doing, or investing in yourself, just look how little, just look how big this is compared to this little thing. And mine was, this is like almost $300, or it's like a little bit over $200. So like this is pretty expensive. It's not cheap. So you save, you know, you spend a little bit, you save a little more money, you buy one of those, and you actually save a lot of money and time overall. But one of the key things is to get something that you can bolt this thing like we did. We use old table, but technically you can make yourself if you just make little templates of these and then just bring them to the bottom and set them up in a couple different places. I would say 8 places. It would have been cool if we were able to do like a corner, but since we had the table, we didn't. We were only able to do like the insides, but then we used the clamps. So get as many as these Betsy clamps. So use the little Betsy clamps to hold most of this down. Get yourself some of these. Really, you need all the C clamps, all the Betsy clamps, anything that you can to be able to hold this down. If you make a whole bunch of those and bolts, technically you could do the same thing with that, but you just need some long ones to be able to do the square. And yeah, let's flip this guy over there and try to weld now the last little bit. So then after that, the only thing I think I have to do is get a file and just try to file all the welds down. But we pretty much have a table. I can leave it like this, I think, and just call it a day because it's tacked up and pretty much welded. But just to make sure it's not gonna go anywhere and doesn't move by any chance if I apply any type of heat or anything to it, we're just gonna weld it all up. So and then me and Mikey are gonna struggle to get this thing up again, flipped over, and I'm gonna continue to weld like I have been. Damn, dude, all you had to hit was a record button. Count on fire and everything. What the hell?
Almost burned down the shop.
You got water? Oh, use my juice. Yeah, I guess use my juice. You got a tiny ass boy. So I'm welding the tops now. I started kind of doing this and I didn't do the whole thing. And then as you can see, I started to try to film, which ended up coming out a little bit better. So I'm gonna have these two middle ones with my first ones, then you're gonna see how I didn't film. So we caught on fire. Hopefully Mike can go get some water now so we have water. Oh yeah, and we got music in the background. Completely forgot. Oh no. There goes all the money I make off of these videos. Ha. Just kidding. Alright, dudes. I think we got, what, these 3 or 4 ones to do, and we're done. I don't know if you guys can see that shape on my helmet, but that shape was on my helmet.